Can you tell me about anything that would be more important than Texas sovereignty? Yeah, let's hear the excuse. I love it. The fact is that no, there is no excuse. There is no excuse. We have to do it now. And we cannot wait for 6 months or a year, wait until somebody else gets into office. We've got to do this now. We're not talking about 2, 3, 4, 6 months from now, a year from now. We're not waiting for the next legislative session. We want him to call for special session right now, deal with this issue in the next week, as soon as possible. I'm going to tell you, Obama's got a plan to put all of this into play by the end of this year. We've only got a few months. Now, I'm going to need every one of your support, everyone out there that's listening to us on Patriots Heart Network right now, to get together and plan on us taking this, what we got right now, all of us, everybody in every county in Texas. But we're going to need some support to do that. You see, the fact is, we don't have a George Soros behind us like MoveOn.org, forking over massive amounts of money. Right now, we know that your dollar is worth nothing. Okay? You know, I can pull this out of here. Yeah, I guess I'm going to. I'm going to give y'all a little expression real quick, a little graphic example. What I'm holding in my hand right now is a $20 bill. Okay? How worth is this? Okay? I'm going to tell you something. In 1913, when the Federal Reserve was in place, you know what the average price of a 3-bedroom home was? $3,000. Our money has been devalued by so much that on most figures they're saying 98%. But on the average, what you're buying with a $20 bill right now could have been bought with a quarter. Get that through your minds. This is how bad it's gotten. And it's about to get a whole lot worse. The reason is Obama has generated this massive debt. Every time they print a dollar, the dollar in your hand goes down in value. He's printing those printing presses running 24/7 right now. So that means that within the next 6 months, you can expect that your money is going to be at least worth 1/3 less than it is now. That means that you'd pay about what? Oh, it would have been 8 cents as opposed to a quarter. Now, isn't that ridiculous? This is what we're talking about. If Obamacare comes through, I had a lady from a nursing home call me and she goes, "Oh my God, she says these nursing homes are going to become euthanasia centers." They've already got a rule in that Obamacare bill that says that they're going to be able to euthanize, basically, deny care to the elderly, the poor, and the mentally retarded. Well, that's what it says. I'm sorry. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When MoveOn.org comes in here, you know that they're supposed to have a candlelight vigil here tonight? This is exactly what we're talking about. Now, Governor Perry on April 9th, and this is where we're going to kind of draw the line, folks. April 9th, a week before the April 15th Tea Parties. Okay, exactly what we're talking about is he gave a speech talking about sovereignty in Texas. And I'm going to give you a couple of these things. The 10th Amendment was enacted by folks who remembered what it was like to have a very oppressive government, to be under the thumb of tyrants and all-powerful government. I'm going to skip further down because we don't have a lot of time. He also said, Texans know best how to govern Texas. Well, I agree with him. We're proof that good things happen when government lowers taxes, lowers regulations, reduces spending, and encourages private sector growth. What's happening to the small businesses right now? They're all being shut down. You know that this Obamacare also requires that the small business is going to have to fork over even more money. Right now, we know that we just can't handle it. Nobody can handle it. Look at this economy. I'm going to ask you a question. How many out here in this audience, either somebody in your family, yourself, or somebody you know is out of work? I'm seeing hands all over the place. This is going to get worse if any of this goes through. We've got to stop it now. We've got to draw the line in the sand. And I'm sorry, folks, this is going to take some guts. We're going to go ahead and have to do this right now because we have no choice. Now I'm going to continue on down here. Governor Perry on April 9th said that he agreed with the Texas 7th governor and happened to think it's the greatest governor, that's what he said, Sam Houston, who once said, Texas is yet to learn submission to any oppression, come from what source it may. We didn't like oppression then, we don't like oppression now. And then he said, out of his own mouth, by and large, we think it's time to draw the line in the sand and tell Washington no longer are we going to accept their oppressive hand in the state of Texas. Now, all of those are good words. The very next week, he went to the tea parties around the state, and he actually slipped and said, Texans can secede if they want to. More good words. That got a real, backlash out of the mainstream media. The fact is that it was the truth. It's the absolute truth. And all of those words are good. But here it is. Let's see now. That was April 9th and April 15th. So we got May, June, July, August. It is 4 months later, and what has happened? He said that he was going to force a sovereignty issue through the legislature before the end of the legislative session. That did not happen. It got through the House, but not the Senate. He has not signed it. He also asked that, he said he would pull a special session specifically for this issue. He called a special session, all right, but they didn't deal with this issue, did they? Shut down in 2 days, absolutely. The thing is, the governor can do an executive order. He can do whatever he wants to do right now and get this in place. Okay? Now, I'm going to have to skip on here because we just don't have a lot of time. Matter of fact, I'm about out of time, folks. I'm going to try to go ahead and do this. Let me find out, first of all, if Deborah Medina is here yet. Yeah, she is. Okay, we got several speakers on up here. And we wanted to make sure that everybody had a little bit of time here. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do because we were crunched on our time frame. Is we're going to spend about 20 minutes here, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take about 20 minutes, and we got some rapid fire people we're going to get up here, and then we're going to come over, and then Daniel Miller will be up, okay? But I want to welcome Deborah Medina. It's a pleasure having you here, and thank God you're in Texas.
Thank God we're all in Texas. Thank you, Jerry. It is a privilege to be here with you this morning. I am going to talk to you about a few things that I want to make sure we're all keeping abreast of, and in particular, I think we've got a pretty strong message we need to send to the U.S. Congress and to the guys that occupy this building behind me. It was Ben Franklin in 1775 that said, I recollected that her eye excelled in brightness that of any other animal, and that she has no eyelids. Those of you with that Don't Tread on Me flag out there, hold it up. Wave it proud. Do not tread on Texas. She may be therefore esteemed an emblem of vigilance. Vigilance, eternal vigilance, the price of freedom. Texas is watching. We are watching you, Washington, and we are watching you, Austin. She never begins an attack, but when once engaged, never surrenders. She is therefore an emblem of magnanimity and true courage. As if anxious to prevent all pretensions of quarreling with her, the weapons with which nature has furnished her she conceals in the roof of her mouth, so that to those who are unacquainted with her she appears to be a most defenseless animal. And even when those weapons are shown and extended for her defense, and we are showing those weapons today, we are extending for our defense today. They appear weak and contemptible, but our wounds, however small, are decisive and fatal. Hear us, Washington. Hear us, Austin, Texas. We will not stand for tyranny in our state, and we will not stand for tyranny in our country. conscious of this, we never wound till we have generously given notice. We are giving notice today. We are giving notice today. Even to her enemy, and cautioning him against the danger of treading on her. We will not stand.